नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो पंकजनाभाय नमो पंकजमालिने नमो पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कथांचन स्मृते यस्मिन् दुष्करं सुकरं भवेत् विस्मृते विपरीतं स्यात् श्रीचैतन्य नमामि तम्। योऽन्ता प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तान् सञ्जीवयत किल शक्तिधरा स्वधाम्ना अन्यांशः हस्तचरणश्रवणात् त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome today morning for the Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna. So we are going to continue discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam from where we left off yesterday, and we are going to discuss on the first canto. We yesterday discussed the case study of Arjuna, and we discussed how Arjuna's example proves that if we connect with remembrance of Krishna's instructions and Krishna's pastimes, that will lead to remembrance of Krishna's lotus feet. And when we remember Krishna's lotus feet, we can help us remove all the contaminations from our heart. And we discussed what is Srimad Bhagavatam, how Srimad Bhagavatam has come to remove the darkness of ignorance. Hare Krishna. Lakshmikant Prabhu is requesting on my behalf to everyone, if you can please turn on your videos. Otherwise, I'm feeling very awkward seeing my own face. Okay. So, thank you, Prabhu, for making this request. So, so we were discussing how Bhagavatam is the light that removes the darkness, and Bhagavatam also removes the ignorance. So now we will go deeper today and understand how to approach Srimad Bhagavatam, because there are a lot of benefits that we can get, but that what is more important is how we approach Srimad Bhagavatam. So in the third canto, we find the method given on how we can get maximum benefits from Srimad Bhagavatam. Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya nanvanjasa suribiriditorta tatadgunanu shravanam mukunda padarabindam hridayeshu yesham. Shrutasya, the first thing we need to do is Shruta, means hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, which all of you are doing right now. Or this also means reading Bhagavatam, studying scriptures. First step is to hear or study. Shrutasya pumsam. When human beings do that, then this is the first step. There are more steps. Second, Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya. Suchira means we have to hear Bhagavatam for a long time. Bhagavatam hearing is not a one-day project. Okay, this is Bhagavat Saptah. So these 7 days I will hear Bhagavatam. And rest of the year I will watch Netflix. That logic will not work. Srimad Bhagavatam has to be heard every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So Shramasya, Shuchira means long time. Bhakti is a long-term project. It is not a 1-year project or 2-year project. In fact, sadhana, one of the criteria of sadhana or spiritual practices, it is for a long period of time. So therefore, when we are reading Bhagavatam, we should be not only hearing Bhagavatam, but we should be prepared to do this for a long period of time as a spiritual practice. And the third criteria is Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya. Shramasya means, shrama means hard work. Studying Bhagavatam or hearing Bhagavatam requires hard work. Because we think, if you are watching a movie, then it doesn't require hard work. It is entertainment. You just sit and you allow the senses to be bombarded. But when reading Bhagavatam, we have to activate our intelligence. And especially when we find some sections boring or uninteresting, we'll have to work hard to pay attention and be focused. We have some devotees in our temple, when they feel sleepy while studying Bhagavatam, they stand up and read Bhagavatam. In the morning class, when they feel sleepy, they stand up where they are sitting and they hear the class. And even if you feel sleepy while standing, then they walk and listen. Somehow or the other, we have to work hard to consistently study Bhagavatam and hear Bhagavatam. We work hard to earn money. We work hard to maintain relationships. So to maintain relationship with Krishna also, we have to work very hard. Because right now, glorification of Krishna doesn't give us natural, spontaneous joy. When we are hearing glorification of Krishna, we feel sleepy because we can't connect with Krishna. Like, for example, right now, if in the class, instead of glorifying Krishna, I decide to glorify you. If I'm glorifying you, will you fall asleep in the class? When the speaker is glorifying some audience, everybody others may sleep, but that person who is being glorified will never sleep in the class. So if I am being glorified, I will not sleep. But when Krishna is being glorified, I fall sleepy because we are not loving Krishna like the way we love ourselves. So therefore, right now, because we don't have that attraction for Krishna, for us, this third criteria is very important. That is Shramasya. Shramasya means working hard to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. So what are there are 6 criteria. First, we have discussed the first 3. What is the first one? Anybody remembers? To have impact of Bhagavatam in our life, we need 6 things. What is the first one we discussed today?
Shrutasya. Shrutasya.
Shrutasya means?
Hearing.
Yeah, hearing is first criteria. What is the second?
For a long time.
Yes, Mataji, you know all the answers. I am waiting, hoping others will answer. Because you are answering all the questions, because you are there. Anyway, so second is Shrutasya Pumsam Shuchira. Shuchira means for a long time. And what is the third criteria for getting benefits of Bhagavatam?
Work hard.
Work hard means we have to hear Bhagavatam with sincere effort. Even though if you feel sleepy, we should hear. There are more. Shrutasya Pumsam Suchira Shramasya Nanvanjasa Suribiriditorta. Nanvanjasa means we have to hear Bhagavatam in detail. We should not look for shortcut. Like, for example, if you have heard the pastime of Krishna subduing Kaliya, you will say, Prabhuji, I know this pastime. I've been hearing it for 10 years. So so what happens? The speaker also feels discouraged. So he says, okay, today we will discuss the lessons from Kaliya pastime. He directly goes to lesson. He doesn't tell the pastime only. Kaliya, K-A-L-I-A. K stands for kindness. A stands for appreciation. So we give acronym and we give some intellectually appealing stuff. But actually, non-Manjasa, we have to discuss the pastime, the Bhagavatam in detail. We take the word and then explain it like that. Non-Manjasa, Suribir. Fifth one is Suribir. Suribir means we have to hear from proper devotees. If we hear Bhagavatam from professional reciters, then we will not get the benefit of hearing Bhagavatam, because the professional reciters speak Bhagavatam for money. But a sincere devotee of Krishna, he will glorify Bhagavatam because he wants to love Krishna and he wants the hearers to come closer to Krishna. And therefore, it is very important from whom we are hearing Bhagavatam. Which Bhagavatam are we studying? So if we study Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, who simply wanted to glorify Krishna, then it has tremendous benefit. But there are 6. So we have discussed 5 so far. And the last is Shrutasya Pumsam Suchirashramasya Nanvanjasa Suribir Iditorta. Iditorta means we should be willing to understand different Acharya's commentaries, meanings, purports given by Srila Prabhupada. We should not simply only hear the pastime or the verses of the Bhagavatam. We should be ready to understand the meaning of the verses also, especially the different meanings given by devotees. Like this year for Janmashtami, when we were studying like Krishna entering Mathura, so I was reading Kubja pastime, and then I got from different Acharya's commentaries why Krishna smiled at Kubja. There are 12 reasons. Why Krishna put his finger on Kubja's chin and raised her. So that there are some 8 reasons for that. So like that, when we enter into the pastime deeply and understand from different angles, that helps us appreciate Srimad Bhagavatam more. So if we do these 6 things, then what will happen? Tatat gunanu shravanam mukunda. So this kind of hearing about Mukunda, the giver of liberation, will lead to Padaravindam Hridayeshu Yesham. Krishna's lotus feet will be permanently fixed in our heart. So if we want to always remember Krishna, if we want Krishna to expand like a lotus in our heart, then we have to do these 6 things in our relationship with Srimad Bhagavatam. What are the 6 things? Anybody other than Lakshmikant Prabhu and Sandhya Mataji would like to answer? What are the 6 steps we need to follow to get benefits from Srimad Bhagavatam? First one?
Hearing, Shrutasya.
Shrutasya, thank you Mataji. Second, what is the second benefit? Second step we need to follow?
Suchira, for a long time.
Suchira, for a long time. Thank you. Third?
Hard work.
Hard work. Yes, hard work is the very important thing we need to do. Shramasya. Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya. And what is the fourth?
We need to put effort.
Effort we discussed.
Sorry,
That is the third
detail.
one.
Detail.
Sorry?
Detailed.
Detail, yes. Nan-vanjasa. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. And what is the fifth?
From the right source.
From the right source, from devotees. And what is the last, 6th one? Anybody else? Not those who have already answered. Anybody else would like to say what is the 6th? Okay, nobody else. So we'll go back to the devotees who have already answered.
Willing to understand the meanings given by the different acharyas.
Correct. Thank you. Willingness to understand the different meanings. So these are the 6 things. Shrutasya pumsam suchira shramasya nanvanjasa suribiridi torta. So if we do this, then Krishna will manifest in the heart. And therefore, in the 2nd canto also we find Sukadeva Goswami is emphasizing on the principle of dedication to Bhagavatam. Unfortunately, we are living at a time when if we want to get entertained, we get stimulants. Smartphone offers a stimulating experience. We are looking for stimulation. But to experience Krishna, we need to understand that there is an experience other than stimulation, which is called satisfaction. There is a difference between pleasure and happiness. Pleasure is for the senses. Happiness is deeper. Similarly, stimulation means senses, like sensual experiences. Suddenly we get a notification on the smartphone. We suddenly get a dopamine kick. That is stimulation. Satisfaction is deeper. It is serotonin. It is not dopamine. It is something that gives us a sense of connection. And that we get from Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, the more pleasure we experience, the less happy we are. The more stimulation we get, the less satisfied we are. Therefore, hard work for Srimad Bhagavatam is very important. In the second canto, Shukdev Goswami says, Shrinvata Shuddhaya Nityam Grinatascha Swacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dhirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. He says, Shrinvata, hearing about Krishna there has to be Shraddhaya Nityam. There has to be faith in hearing, and also there has to be Nityam. We have to read and hear Bhagavatam every day or regularly. Therefore, I really congratulate this group here, at Naperville, who are actually dedicated to hearing Bhagavatam every day, because this is Nityam. And if we have faith, then Shuddha is also there. Shrinvata Shuddhaya Nityam. So if we do like this, Grinatas, we will receive Bhagavatam with Swacheshtitam. Swacheshtitam means Cheshta, there has to be effort from our side. There has to be effort. There has to be a desire to hear. And there has to be endeavor made. Like you may be very busy, but to take out time, you sit down and you hear the Bhagavatam. Shrinvata Shuddhaya Nityam Grinatascha Swacheshtitam. If you do this, then Shukdev Goswami is assuring, Kalena Nati Dhirgena, not after a long time, which is another way of saying very soon. In Bhagavatam, very poetically, the descriptions are given. So to say very early, they'll say not very long after. Kalena Nati Dhirgena. What will happen very soon? Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. The Lord will appear in the heart, and a devotee will experience Krishna's presence in the heart. Therefore, this is the verdict of the scriptures, that we have to hear with faith regularly from proper devotees and work hard in hearing. And if we do this, then what the Bhagavatam is assuring is something amazing. And we have one of the most amazing benefits is that we will get relief from the impact of Kali Yuga. Kova Bhagavata Stasya Punya Shlokedya Karmana Shuddhi Kamo Na Shrunuyat Yashah Kali Malapaham. Kova Bhagavata Stasya. Sutta Goswami in the first canto, he is emphatically saying, Kova Bhagavata Stasya. Who will not hear Bhagavatam? Why will somebody not hear Bhagavatam? Because Punya Shlokedya Karmana. Because Bhagavatam describes the pious activities of Krishna. And if we do that, Kova Bhagavata Stasya Punya Shlokedya Karmana Shuddhi Kamo Na Shrunuyat. So Shuddhi Kamo, our impure desires will be purified. And when we hear Krishna Katha, Shuddhi Kamo Na Shrunuyat Yashaha, when we hear Krishna's glories, Kali Malapaham. The mala, the dirt of Kali Yuga will be cleaned from the heart. Kali Yuga means what? Two things: quarrel and hypocrisy. So our quarreling tendency will go away if we hear Bhagavatam, and hypocrisy will also go away. When we are alone, we become hypocrites. When we come together, we fight. So fighting and hypocrisy will go away if we spend time sincerely hearing Bhagavatam. And Kali influence is very, very strong. So therefore, we need to study Srimad Bhagavatam and get this benefit of relief from the sufferings of Kali. In fact, when Narad Muni, after instructing Vyasdev on the glories of Bhagavatam, and then Vyasdev sits in meditation, and he gets this realization that he should write Bhagavatam, and how to compose Bhagavatam, he gets this realization. At that time, there is one very beautiful verse which reveals that Vyasadeva realized what will be the benefits that people will get if they study Bhagavatam. And the benefit mentioned is Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpaddate Pumsa Shokamoha Bhyapaha. Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam. If we hear the glories of Bhagavatam or Krishna, Krishna Paramapurushe, Krishna the Paramapurusha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what will happen? Yasyam Vaishruyamanayam Krishna Paramapurushe Bhaktir Utpaddate Pumsa. Bhakti will grow in the heart. And you may say, Bhakti is okay, love of Krishna is okay, but I have practical problem in my life. How will my practical problem go? So in the last line, Sutta Goswami is saying, Bhaktir Utpaddate Pumsa Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. Three things will go away from our life. Shoka. Shoka means lamentation. Moha. Moha means illusion. And Bhaya. Bhaya means fear. These are three extremely powerful emotions of people in this material world. Lamentation, Shoka, Moha, illusion about the present, and Bhaya, fear. Generally, Shoka is about past. Lamentation is about past. Oh, I should have done like that. I should have not done this job. I should have chosen a different career. I should have married a different person. Shoka. Our whole life is in lamentation. Regret. Shoka is of the past. And Moha, illusion, is generally about present. Right now, we are in Moha, illusion. We have attachments to our material things. So, lamentation is about past. Illusion is about present, and Bhaya, fear, is about future. So our past, present, and future is in a big mess in material world. Therefore, Bhagavatam, if we take shelter, then our past, present, and future becomes auspicious. Shoka will go away. So that when we will not look back into the past with lamentation. Moha, in the present situation, we will not be in illusion. And Bhaya, about future, we will not be nervous. We will not be restless. So therefore, Bhagavatam is assuring that if we study Bhagavatam, especially Bhaya principle, fear is the biggest. Prabhupada writes, Prabhupada says in many lectures that Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitun, of these four things, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending principle, or the fear principle, is the most powerful, which is driving the material world crazy. Whatever we do is because of our insecurities and fear. We don't want to lose our attachments. So this fear principle, it will go away, and we will be able to experience Krishna in our life if we take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. However, having spoken all this, we need to clarify that Bhagavatam study is not an exclusive activity. Bhagavatam study has to be balanced with two other principles. First is, Sutta Goswami very emphatically says, there has to be chanting of holy names. Apanna samsmritem ghoram yan nama vivasho grinan tatah sadyo vimucheta yad bibeti swayam bhayam. He says, there has to be some apanna samsmritim ghoram. Ghoram means too complicated. Our material life is too complicated. I think all of you will agree. Those who are working, leading a life, having responsibilities, they know that how complicated life is. Apanna, material entanglement is very complicated. Apanna samsmritim ghoram. At such a time, just take shelter of the holy names of Krishna. Bhagavatam says, yan nama vivasho grinan. Nama bhas, sincere offenseless chanting will do what? Tata sadyo vimucheta. Immediately you will experience freedom from yad viveti swayam bhayam. You will get freedom from fear and anxiety. We all have anxieties. Anxiety management is one of the biggest, hottest topics. And the solution is very simple. Hear Bhagavatam. So what happens is, yad viveti swayam bhayam. There is fear personified. Like if we collect the fear of all of you, right now, there are 31 devotees here in this class. So if we collect all the fear of each one of us, fear multiplied, each one fear multiplied by 31, all the fear is collected. And then we collect the fear of all the people of Naperville, Chicago, America, India, the entire Earth planet. We collect the fear of all the living beings, of all the animals also. Everybody has fear. If you see a hen, the hen is if you see hen taking grains in the street, it will take grains and it will keep looking here and there. It is afraid that the cat will come and pounce. And human beings, when we are eating prasad, we are not looking here and there. We don't have the fear like the animals, but we have deeper fears. You know, we lock our house, we have our bank accounts password protected, and we have big weapons and air missiles and defense equipment. Billions of dollars are spent fighting wars, defending territory. So fear principle, if we collect the fear of all the people of this material world, all the living entities, and then that is put in one person, that person is called fear personified. And that fear personified is afraid of Yad Bibeti Swayam Bhayam. He is afraid of the holy name of Krishna. So if we chant Krishna's name, Bhagavatam assures that we will overcome anxiety. So basically, hearing of Bhagavatam has to be balanced with chanting. And the third thing is, Sutta Goswami says, Shanaka Rishi says to Sutta Goswami, Yat Pada Samshaya Sutta Munaya Prashamayana Sadhyo Punantu Pasprishta Svarduni Aponu Sevaya. He says, what we also need is those who are attached to Krishna, Yat Pada Samshaya Sutta Munaya, the great devotees, Prashamayana, we should take their association. So then what will happen? Sadhyo, immediately, Punanta, you will become purified, Upasprishta, by the association. Sadhyo Punanta Upasprishta, Svarduni Aponu Sevaya. To get effect of Ganga, river Ganga, you have to take bath in Ganga many times, Bhagavatam says. But to get benefit of devotee association, just once associating with the devotee, you will get a lot of benefit. So like that, devotee is being glorified. So, and not only devotee association, imagine in that association of devotees, basically association of devotees means service. In that association, if we hear Bhagavatam, see, anyway, we are hearing Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam says, hear Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam also says, associate with devotees. What if we associate with devotees and hear Bhagavatam? That will be like amazing synergetic effect. So basically, it is a triangle. Bhagavatam recommends a triangle for happiness. And that triangle is HSC. H means hearing Bhagavatam. S means service to devotees, basically Sangha. Hearing, service, and C is chanting. So this is the triangle. And if we have this, if this is imprinted in our heart, if we ensure that every day we study Bhagavatam, we associate with devotees, or we serve devotees, and we also chant our prescribed number of rounds of Hare Krishna. If we do that, then material energy will not trouble us. Material energy will trouble us, but we will not get troubled. We will be able to tolerate the sufferings that we are going to anyway get. And we will be able to navigate through this material world with grace, with dignity, and we will be able to also help others come closer to Krishna. So to summarize, I just want to ask one question here to the viewers who are present in the class today. What does Bhagavatam assure us that if we study Bhagavatam sincerely, what are the three things that will be removed from our life? Who will answer?
Hare Krishna
Vrindavan
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
Shoka,
Yes.
Moha, Bhaya.
Can you explain what it is?
Lamentation, illusion, and fear.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. So these three will be taken care. Hare Krishna. So we can have some comments or questions now regarding what we have discussed today. So to conclude, yesterday we spoke about Arjuna's case study, and then we spoke about what exactly is Bhagavatam. Today we spoke about how to study Bhagavatam. We discussed the 6 steps that we need to follow, and then we discussed the benefits of studying Srimad Bhagavatam. And we ended by saying these benefits, if we really want to experience, we need a triangle. We can't simply study only Bhagavatam. We are not independently studying Bhagavatam, but we need 2 other things. And what are those 2 other things other than studying Bhagavatam? Who will answer?
Service to the devotees and chanting.
Yes. So when there are these 3 things, our life is blissful. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions regarding today's class?
Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for the wonderful guidance you've given on reading Bhagavatam. My question is, though, when you're challenged with time and then you have to do all these three things to get the essence of reading, how would you distribute your time? Let's say I have 30 minutes. So am I just doing like 10, 10, 10? Or like, how would you suggest we use our time when we have to do these things?
What are the three things you're talking about? I didn't get you.
Chanting, service, and
Okay. See, this is a principle, okay? Applying it varies. I mean, it's not that, okay, I have to chant 10 minutes today and then I have to hear Bhagavatam 10 minutes today. It doesn't work like that. Like if you're in love with a person, if you really have a relationship with somebody whom you really, really claim to love, and when you spend time with that person, you say like this, okay, 10 minutes I'm going to talk to you, only 10 minutes. And then 10 minutes I'm going to cook for you. And then 10 minutes, it is not, you don't plan. It's not, everything is not timed. There is something called as spontaneity also in a loving relationship, right? If you have only half an hour to meet your lover or beloved, you don't say that, okay, in this half an hour, I'm going to talk about 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about myself. Okay, 10 minutes over. Now you tell about yourself. Okay, two things done. And third, we have to serve each other. So we'll serve each other. No, it's not like that. There is spontaneity. Basically, the idea is we do all the three things in a relationship. We connect, we speak about ourselves, we hear about the other person, and we serve each other. Similarly, with relation to Bhagavatam, we do all three things. We hear Bhagavatam, we chant Hare Krishna, and we serve devotees. Exactly how we do it, we learn through trial and error. We learn through experience. One day maybe you are doing a lot of chanting, and next day maybe you will have to balance it with little hearing also. So it is basically, you don't look for a perfect formula. There is no perfect formula. In fact, this is a big misconception devotees have. They want everything to be specified. Everything cannot be specified. This is a principle. How you apply it varies from person to person, situation to situation. But if we internalize these three principles, then Krishna will give us the intelligence to apply it and take care of these three principles in our day-to-day life. And as I told you, it's a relationship. Just like you have a relationship with the person in this world, we have a relationship with Bhagavatam. So when we have a relationship, then we improvise, we manage, we adapt. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. All to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, actually, I was proud myself that I'm petting my back every day. Hey, you know what? I'm reading Srimad Bhagavatam every day. But I realized after your explanation, I don't know, I'm really hearing Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam. The reason behind is, first of all, rapt attention is not there. And that detail, I have no idea, because I was thinking, if I want to give a class, I will spend some certain amount of time to prepare for a class and give a class, right? So that means the study has to be in such a way that in detail, how I can read and understand Srimad Bhagavatam. But for that, I was, as Mataji just asked you, do we have that much time? Or even if you hear 10 minutes of reading, how do we understand? I don't know the practicality. I'm just a little confused. If you can help me on that, Prabhu.
See, many devotees have this fear. See, again, you are being driven by fear. Both the questions are, oh, am I doing it proper? Am I doing right? Will I get mercy of Bhagavatam? I'm deviating. I'm not studying Bhagavatam. We are driven by inadequacy.
Not just that, we are comparing with our others also.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for adding to my explanation. So we are driven by inadequacies and not feeling good about ourselves. So there are two things, when we come to Bhagavatam. One is, it is good to feel that I'm not good, I have a long way to go. At the same time, we need to feel satisfied in our relationship with Bhagavatam and Krishna. At least see, we need to see both. We need to see just, okay, again, come back to relationship. If you're in love with the person, how do you make a relationship with that person? Do you go to that person and say that I'm a bad man? You don't, you immediately go and condemn yourself. Like one of the boys I was preaching to, he wanted to get married. So I connected him with our marriage board, which is, we have a marriage board in our temple, which helps young men and women seek alliances for marriage. So when the marriage board approached him with an alliance of a girl, and he had to go and meet her, and they were supposed to meet and discuss. So when he met her, you know what he told her? I'm a fool, I'm good for nothing, I'm he said all these things, and that girl ran away. She said, Hare Krishna. So of course, Krishna won't run away if we criticize ourselves. The point I'm saying is, our first challenge is Sambandha Gyan. We want to establish relationship with Krishna. So we don't want to be lying to Krishna. At the same time, we don't have to overly condemn ourselves. We just have to feel, okay, accept where you are, accept that I'm not able to study Bhagavatam so much. It's okay. It's okay. At least you have a desire. See, at our level, aspiration to study Bhagavatam is our sincerity. You know, sometimes people say, I'm not humble like the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Okay. But our aspiration to be humble like the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan is our humility right now. So right now, our sincerity is not that we are studying Bhagavatam for so many hours. Our sincerity is our desire to study Bhagavatam for so many hours. That is our sincerity. So our aspiration is in the right place. Our heart is in the right place. Our desires are proper. That is enough. So celebrate the fact that you have a very healthy desire to serve Bhagavatam. Fine. From there, you slowly move forward. Just like in a relationship, when you are making a relationship with the girl, you don't tell her everything negative about yourselves. At the same time, you don't lie about yourself. You honestly express where you are and then you improve. Similarly with Krishna, with Bhagavatam, we express, Krishna, this is my situation. I'm not studying so much. I'm not able to chant so much, but I love you. I want to connect with you. I'm every day coming for the Bhagavatam class in the morning. Please acknowledge, please receive my love, and please guide me on coming closer to you. And if we do that, then Prabhupada quotes, yesterday I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture, January 28, 1974. It's an initiation lecture he was giving in Hawaii. He says devotees have to remember these 2 verses. He says 1861 of Bhagavad Gita and 10.10, where in 1861 Krishna says that I am there in the heart. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. I am guiding all the living entities. And then Prabhupada says, Krishna guides all living entities, but he doesn't actually take charge of their life. Just like he says, a very big owner of the company doesn't talk to everyone. He talks only to the big managers. Similarly, Krishna doesn't talk to every living entity. He simply sanctions what they desire. But Krishna will talk only to the managers, which means the devotees who are 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. If there is priti, if there is affection for Krishna in our heart, Prabhupada says, then Krishna will guide you. Krishna will give you the intelligence how to study Bhagavatam, how to take out time, what to do. Because Krishna is the supreme controller of time. Even for the earlier question, Prabhupada gave a simple formula. Best use of bad bargain. You don't have any time. Fine. Whatever little time you have, read Bhagavatam. Then Krishna will say, oh, this person is struggling with so many responsibilities. Still is taking out some time to chant and read. Okay, let me now release more time. He deserves more time. If you have little time and instead of studying Bhagavatam, if you see YouTube, then Krishna will say, oh, he got some time. I gave him some time, but he misused it. He did not read Bhagavatam. So next time, Krishna will not give you that time. So when I joined the ashram, I wanted to read Bhagavatam so much because I came from an academic background. But I had only seva, seva, seva. So then I got frustrated. So then I asked Gaurang Prabhu. Gaurang Prabhu said, see, Krishna is controller of time. If you get time, you will fall asleep now. You will not study. So whatever little time you get, you read. Then Krishna will see you are sincere. Krishna will give you more time. And that's exactly what happened. And then after some years, when I got time, I used to sleep and I used to do prajalpa. So Krishna removed that time. Then I didn't get time to study Bhagavatam. So Krishna controls our lives. And if we do the best use of bad bargain, if we do what we can best in our limited time, Krishna will take care. We need to have that faith. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. I don't know how you came to know that I'm watching YouTube also.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to tell you. I'm just telling in general, because there are, see, YouTube right now, there are more than the stars in the sky. There are more videos in YouTube.
No, thank you, Prabhu. I was just kidding.
I was hearing one statistic that if YouTube stops uploading videos till you have seen all the videos in YouTube that are existing, it requires some millions of hours. It comes up to some 1,300 years non-stop. You will have to watch. Then all the YouTube videos will be over.
Thank you so much.
So much information is there.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. So thank you very much for your encouraging participation in Srimad Bhagavatam every day morning. I request all of you, please continue this service. This is very pleasing to Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a wonderful class. Many times we heard these, bits and pieces, but you put it in a very consistent way. Very systematic way from that verse, so from Bhagavatam, and then the linking with the chanting and serving the devotees. So, when we have this Sukha, Moha, Bhaya, I have for sure. So, one of the things are lacking. I'm doing some of these things, or we are doing some of these things, but some of these things are lacking to the extent that it's supposed to be, right? So, that's what I got it. Probably maybe I need to focus on those specific things. So, to improve from where I am then to where to go. May not be able to go on top level at the day one. So, thank you, Prabhu, such a nice, wonderful class. So, inspiring all of us to study Bhagavatam.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind encouragement. I also want to study Bhagavatam. I was hoping that if I serve all of you, I will also get blessings and I'll be able to read Bhagavatam every day. Thank you. Hare Krishna.